In fact, you should take some of these home.
I have so many.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Did you see these long beans?
They took over my forest in the back, to be honest with you. I did a phase.
You did these long ones?
Oh, I'll eat the green. Is that
no, these are Asian beans, and I don't have any long ones left, but they'll propagate again. They're about this long, and they continue to turn over.
Yep.
And you just chop them up, and so one string bean, Asian string bean, is like 5 beans. You cut it up to 5 string beans. It's incredible.
I see a couple long ones.
Yeah. I was going to see if I have a shovel.
Is this one?
This. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit fatter.
Okay.
But I was going to try to see if I can pull up a Marasaki. I've got it on Instagram. The difference between the Marasaki and regular potatoes or sweet potatoes is they're actually deeper in the soil, so you kind of need a shovel to dig them up.
Okay.
But I may get you to talk, and I'll go get my shovel and see if I can pull one up.
You want to pull one up?
Oh, no, here's one, yeah.
Got it?
Just so that you can see what it looks like.
Hey, there he is.
You know?
Look at that guy. That is
so
beautiful.
they're really tasty.
Oh, they're like so tender. It's like almost like got not a give to it, but just she's pulling up dinner.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send it home with you. I got an eggplant in there if you want to take it home.
I saw him.
Do you have eggplants at home? You probably do.
I have them. I just use them as a plant because they grow so well out here.
Yeah.
Which again, it's part of the system. Sometimes we just grow a bunch of stuff because they grow well. They add more vegetation.
Do you eat them or do you not like them? Some people don't like them, and some people with autoimmune disease can't eat eggplants because it induces inflammation.
Yeah.
So
I haven't learned how to cook them yet.
In that nightshade, all you do is cut them up. When you cut them up, you can soak them in salt water.
Okay.
A little bit after you cut wedges in them.
Okay.
And let it soak in a little bit of salt water. It will maintain the pretty color. Chop it up really fine or in pieces, chunks. Saute with big onions. And do you have any Thai basil?
Yes.
Chop it up with Thai basil.
That's it?
You're going to love it.
All right. Onions? Any
yeah.
kind?
Oh, yeah. Lots of onions.
Like
well, remember the red onions offer more antioxidant benefits. Scallions are the best.
Cool.
Then red onions, then Vidalia.
So I try to mix. If I got a purple eggplant, then I try to go with a different color.
You could, but there's a lot of, it depends. Got inflammation,
True.
maximize
Depends on what you're going for.
antioxidation, right? Depends on what you need. But if you're healthy and you want to balance it out, it's not bad. You know, that color,
Makes sense.
I was going to give you some more sweet potatoes here. If I dig around.
I'm due to harvest mine as well.
Okay, well, these are just, and you could, this might be another one. You could actually.
This is the real work, you guys. You are seeing it in action.
Yeah.
You grow your food, you harvest your food. This is how it works.
Yeah, and you know what? You stand on the soil and you get, and then you find the cute little critters that are nice and keep your soil happy. Yeah, I might have to come out here with a shovel.
If I just got the one.
Well, you may want to. You know what I would do is, you know how to do your leaves on that. So put some. I don't want to do it. You got busy, but maybe your wife will do it. Put some toothpicks in it, stick it in some water. It will grow leaves.
Grow them? Yeah.
And then you just cut the leaves off of it and plant them. And these sweet potatoes, Marasakis, will grow all year round.
Cool.
So you have sweet potatoes all year round.
I have a sweet potato that looks similar to this, but it has more purple on the leaf and stuff like that. So it's not a purple leaf, but it looks.
Does it look purple like that?
It doesn't look like. It's a little bit darker purple. It's kind of like that.
I have to get you to bring me.
I'll bring you one. I bet you I can harvest them.
Sweet potato leaves actually are like spinach.
Yeah,
they're a little. You can cut the leaves. They're like spinach, and they're very good antioxidants. Very, very good for you. So some people worry because they actually can generate, if you have gout, oxalate crystals. But if you have a healthy diet, I've gotten rid of so much gout. I've gotten people off allopurinol just by eating healthy and getting them back. Get off the soda, get off the alcohol, get off the excess fruit, and the uric acid levels go down. You just have to understand the pathways in the liver and understand how that works. Great book, Drop Acid, phenomenal book. Fantastic scientist. He's a nephrologist. I'm blanking on his name. I can't believe I can't remember it, but phenomenal. The processes in the liver and the generation of triglycerides and uric acid, it is so profound because of the American diet, which we don't need to have. Just get you back to nature.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's easier than we've made it.
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier. They try to make it complicated, but the reality is it's not at all.
It's just simple. We got an avocado.
Yep, avocado.
It's looking pretty good. It's getting eaten by a little something. He feels a little bit on the dry side, which avocados would rather be on the dry side, but yeah, not really sure. I don't see
It still looks like a worm. Look, he's attached.
There it is. Yeah, pull him
see
off.
that?
Yeah, yank that guy off.
He's probably...
What did we do here? Fantastic. Yeah.
You know, I learned something very interesting from my Asian friends, and they said if you want to find the worms, go out at night. That's when they walk and crawl. And we're not around during it. So if you really want to get the bugs off your plants, go out at night and you can find them.
Very cool.
They're more vibrantly available for you to pluck.
Watch out for that pokey guy.
Yeah, another citrus tree.
Yeah, we put a little guy in.
This is phenomenal, right?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to take another munch here.
Yeah, these are good. Another rosella.
I do need some.
What is that one in the back?
Mexican sunflower.
Okay.
Yeah. Good chop and drop.
But not to eat, right?
No. He's about ready to be chopped too.
Well, when your guys come out, we'll get them.
While he's still green and non-woody. We got, I forget what that guy's called, but that, dude, that smells so good. I know you've smelt this, right? This guy. I forgot what it is, but my goodness.
That's holy basil.
That's holy basil?
I think so.
I got something different at home. I'm going to send you a picture of what the tag says.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know, but it's bomb.
Oh, it's lemon balm. This is lemon balm.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
It's very healthy for you.
So we got medicine there. We got citrus behind it. We got a native firebush that the hummingbirds love that. You got lemongrass that you can make tea out of, or you can use it as a chop and drop.
No, lemongrass, you know what? Take the root of lemongrass, chop it up with some onions. It's a little fibrous, but if you chop it down fine, you put it into your sweet potatoes, your chicken, your vegetables, your fish. Oh my gosh.
So good.
It's a whole nother world of culinary talent there.
I love it.
Excellent.
Well, then you got guavas and pineapples.
We had a lot of guava.
Is that a guava?
A lot of guava.
You guys been eating them?
Well, we've had a little critters. Yeah, pull that off because the critters will come.
A little early, don't?
Well, the problem is critters come and they take them.
Yeah. See, this is an example. I'm going to use this as a perfect opportunity for people to see. So you guys have this all tied up. If this is a problem because it's so big,
we got to chop it.
Cut them.
Yeah, we were out of town those 2 weeks.
Cut them and force them to grow up. Okay, so it's a floppy branch, snip.
Okay.
It's too long over here, snip. Too much fruit, snip. They will grow towards the sun.
Okay.
And they're trying to maximize photosynthesis. So when they're opening themselves up like this, they're just trying to be like, how much solar panels can I get out to get all this sun, right?
Okay.
Well, then cut it off and they're going to go up.
Right.
And then, well, you don't like, you know what I'm saying? So and honestly, they grow faster the more you cut them.
That.
They really do. And it can manage the bugs, it can manage the fruit and stuff like that.
We can tailor that a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So this guy's got a fruit on it, so I don't want to cut it yet. But yeah, so the animals, actually, what does God say in the Bible? The first fruits should be going to the homeless and should be going to the animals.
Cool.
And it's like the first 3 years. And then by the 5th year is when you really have your harvest. That's
well, then I would tell you that the deer are following suit. They're ahead of me. They are definitely
so
in our garden.
Yeah,
they're eating. They're definitely eating.
Yeah, it's hard. That's why we have the fence, because it's hard to keep the deer out.
Yeah, for sure.
So we did have 2 beautiful dragon fruit that were phenomenal. Did you see all the figs? Yeah.
Right there?
No. Do you see the figs over there?
Oh, the figs, yeah.
Yeah. But no, the dragon fruit, I've found that dragon fruit so far for me have done better in pots. And then that when they hang is when they actually produce the fruit. So we got 2 fruits off that.
Cool.
This is passion fruit back on that there.
Yeah,
and then bitter melon is over there. The bitter melon, that was that crazy fruit that I showed you. That yellow leaf with the red seeds.
Dude.
That was crazy. I know.
That was a crazy looking fruit. I've heard of it, but I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, it's medicinal. It's definitely powerful.
Are you guys eating the...
That was Biggie.
Okay.
Biggie came to play, you know.
So
if he didn't have his cabbage...
The dogs do some of the pruning. The deer do some of the pruning for you. The rabbits do some of the pruning. So sometimes the pruning is just left up to them.
Nature. This is another beans that will eventually produce.
I like you got the papayas over here. How's this area also doing from when you have heavy rains as well? Like this was pretty wet
over there is pretty wet.
Okay.
This is still a little wet here.
Yeah, this is easily the lowest spot.
And then, you know, over there is a little wet.
So again, I think that's something to acknowledge for people that have, you know, certain wet spots in their property. There's certain vegetation where you can come in and capitalize on that situation instead of just being like, well, I need to just get it out. How do I just run it out, right?
Right.
You can utilize it. So now that we have a lot of root systems and stuff, you know, that's growing here. Exactly, right?
Yeah, we could probably plant more in here.
Yep. Yeah.
To do that. So
maybe frog fruit could also go on the ground in there. Frog fruit likes some water. Frog fruit's the one you have kind of.
Oh, the ground cover.
Yep, the ground cover over here.
Yeah.
So you got a neem tree in there too.
Yep.
He's gonna get big.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks really good.
Very fun. And then we got more herbs over here. We had some pepper plants growing peppers back here.
See some basil.
Yeah. Purslane. You guys have purslane?
Yes. Riley's always been on that.
I love purslane. That's got so much citrus.
Ooh, does it?
Oh my gosh. The vitamin C is incredible.
I'm still on the basil. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, the basil. So we have 3 types of basil here. A Thai basil, then we have a Persian basil. And I can't remember the name of this one. Riley planted this one and I can't. Do you remember what the name of this one is? And there's horseradish over there.
That is not. That's, you don't want that. Ashwagandha?
Oh, maybe it's ashwagandha. That's right. It's not a basil.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, medicinal. Ashwagandha is antidepressant.
Oh.
Anti-anxiolytic, I should say. So, and then we got some mints back here too. Very good. Yeah. Very fun. Very fun. We didn't show you the last part.
Yeah, our garden area in here.
Well, we got this. Look at this. We got some Myers lemons.
Wow. They're coming in.
Yeah. And then we had the grapes and we had blackberries and raspberries and blueberries.
Oh, this is where I was eating from last time we were here.
Yeah.
What was I eating on? What'd you have over there?
It might have been basil. You probably had tomatoes. We probably had tomatoes. This is the eggplants I just plucked off too today.
So if you're in Florida, you want to do Everglade tomatoes during the summer, and then this fall season, you can start getting into some of the other ones.
If you have, if you guys have some more tomatoes, bring them too. And this is the turmeric. We'll chop down this turmeric. Isn't that a great sweet pepper?
Wow. Yeah, when the leaves start turning yellow.
Nice.
This is more of a yellow from sunburn, but when your turmeric turns yellow in the fall or winter, that's when you can go harvest it.
Yeah, you see, look how pretty the white flower is though. These are fun flowers to put in your home. Turmeric flower. So
Andrea.
Pretty. I know.
Growing with love.
Dave, you can't eat one of these, can you? Cameraman can't eat while he's videotaping. Nice and sweet.
Okay, one more.
Nice and crunchy. I got scallions back down there.
Do you?
Yes. And this is also a type of oregano.
Is it?
I believe it was oregano. He put it in. No, it's it's Mediterranean tarragon, not oregano, tarragon. So great for meat.
There you go.
Yep.
You meat eaters. We spice our meat with herbs, right? You can grow all the spices with the herbs and the medicinals all together. They kind of all grow in the same region. And
ideally, you want grass-fed, grass-finished beef when you do eat it.
Yep.
We don't encourage to eat a lot because basically red meat, the heme in red meat, actually cause nitrogen-free radicals. And that's where your guys come in. Doc, Cleos, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. Got prostate cancer, got colon cancer. Because those cancers are being fed by that nitrogen-free radical. So excess in red meats causes a lot of nitrogen-free radicals. So you got to balance that out. And I always like to tell people a story. Imagine that we were in a tribe together.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And our chief says, all right, Cameron, you and Andrea go get the veggies. Go get the food. And the food we're going to get that's easiest because it's just the two of us. Well, you're pretty tall and fast. You might go, I'm pretty fast too.
I'll get the trees.
Right? But not as fast as Dave. But anyways, we'd bring back a lot of vegetables. We might get a squirrel. We might get some fowl, maybe some fish if we're near a river or by the water. But when we have a celebration, the tribal chief may send 10 of us or 15 of us out. And at that point, we might get a deer, a hog.
Wow.
You see? Wow. And so it's special times that we eat that beef. Wow. Not all the time, or that red meat. So we got to be careful in excess red meat. But the American nutritional system wants to push the red meat on us a lot, or at least the cow industry and the pork industry want to push it. But it's really not natural for us to eat
What would
all
you
that
say,
red meat.
if I can, what from a nutritional perspective? So I went 8 years plant-based, and honestly, it's for another conversation of just,
Right,
it was,
right.
thought it was a
Protecting the
physical
earth.
transformation. It was a physical transformation, a mental transformation, and definitely a spiritual journey. And I came back to eating fish about a year ago. So about 8 years with completely plant-based.
Right.
And not heavy processed, but obviously I had processed foods in my diet, but I'm
Yeah.
really big on the vegetables and fruit. Incorporated fish about a year ago, and then about 2 weeks ago, I got back on eggs. What would you say to people from what should I expect?
So when
nutritionally?
you haven't been eating animal protein for a while, your body might need it, but you may have a little bit of a reaction because it's new to your body. So you might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. And if you go straight from that to eating beef that's a thick steak, you're going to feel sick. You kind of got to go to the ground beef and just gently introduce that into your system. And remember, when you eat a diet devoid of red meat, you have B12 deficiencies more significantly. So when you're just eating a predominant vegetarian diet, so make sure you're always getting your B12
Am I getting B vitamins from the eggs? Or is
yes, you get especially E. Vitamin E is predominant in eggs, which fights cancer. That alpha tocopherol, there's 8 different types of E vitamins. There's tocotriens and the tocopherols. So, and it's the alpha tocopherol that is probably one of the healthiest ones, although gamma and beta are not so bad for us. But and the tocotriens, I think they're starting to do more research on the benefits of those. But I would just take it gently and slow as your body is starting to get used to it. It's much more of a longevity diet. We were designed to eat animal protein. And it's more of a longevity diet. There's a lot of people around the world that emotionally, they don't like to eat animals. And so I don't like to push it on people. I think the journey needs to be your journey.
For sure.
And the way you feel and react to proteins, you may have a protein allergy to animal proteins. There may be something, but if you can eat it, it's definitely more of a longevity diet. And I think when we can eat fish, and we have to be careful because the fish around the United States has a lot more mercury in it because of the industries not being regulated enough. So when you can buy wild caught, not fresh caught could mean they're on a fishery in the ocean as opposed to being wild caught. And then if you buy them in other areas in South America, you don't have as much mercury, sadly. Now you do see a lot of lead outside of China and the fish that come from China. So you got to be careful there. Just like the tea, if you do matcha, that's good for the gut biome. You got to be worried about the lead there. Again, some of this is not that they're trying to push it into the food. It's just the soil and the regulation.
It's the state of the global ecosystem.
Exactly. So being smart, a smart consumer, paying attention, and it's hard. It's hard to learn it all.
My eggs are from my neighbor. From a guy down the street, so I'm getting them from the best place. When I started eating fish again, I would only eat what I caught. So I was going to the local lake, which was much more of a wild lake. It wasn't really in a community or anything like that, so no runoff. Obviously, I've started to branch out a little bit, but more so still if it's caught locally, like off the coast of Florida. And then the eggs again are down the street. You can see the difference in the eggs. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. That nice
rich
red
orange versus the yellow.
Yes, it's a big difference, and it tastes better. But remember the protein volume. There was a great chart in one of the books that I read on beans. The amount of protein in bean versus animal protein in this chart was this big to this big. So the people that are basically vegetarians have to eat a lot of beans, and they have to fortify their diet with other nutrients and other grains to make sure they're getting the amount of amino acids and that they need to be more complete.
Of supplementation.
Yes. Well, or just a lot more varieties. And even then, they're still not getting the same amount of intake if you're eating animal protein. Now, you don't need to go crazy. And people say, well, what do you think about the carnivore diet? Well, the problem is the greatest thing about the carnivore diet is they're not eating the processed foods anymore. They're just eating. So they got off the sugary and the charged starch. But over time, they're still taking a lot of beef that's got a lot of free radicals, nitrogen free radicals. So you still don't want to get that prostate. And then a lot of times if they're eating fatty meats, they can actually get fatty liver disease too, or slow down the recovery of fatty liver disease. They could go a lot faster.
So I feel like in my diet, first of all, I was plant-based for 8 years, incorporated fish. I'm doing the eggs, and the eggs are a lot more regularly. But even now, it's almost been every day since I started, right?
There's about 9 grams of protein in a large egg. 6 grams in a small. You're a big guy. You probably should have about 60 to 70 grams of protein a day. And I'm not a calorie counter. I don't believe in calorie counters.
I mean, a handful of nuts. I do the lentils, whether it's the fish.
The amount of protein in nuts and lentils is like this much compared to,
Well, then
even compared to eggs. So
I
it's
felt
good.
a lot more stable on it. Just everything, just physically, emotionally,
should feel
mentally,
better.
just more stable.
Yeah.
But I do see myself kind of like, when I need it, right? Like ultimately, it's almost like the pendulum kind of swung.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, like where's the balance in it? Because to me, there's too many nutrients in fruits and vegetables, especially if you're looking at it from a local and seasonal perspective.
Elements. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And there's a reason why it's growing around me, right?
Right.
So doing the seasonal, local, vine ripened and all that type of stuff, and then finding where the animal products fit in is kind of where I'm at right now.
Well, remember the chief story, right? Just remember what the chief says. All right, we're going to go get our food for the tribe. We're going to bring back vegetables 80% of the time.
Cool.
Right? And some fruit for those that can have it. And our tribe is healthy, so they can eat fruit.
There you go.
But the protein is not as much.
Okay.
You know, we don't need a lot, but we do need some. And animal protein is more sustaining. But, you know, sometimes we don't have access to that. So that's when the beans and the legumes come in.
Makes
and
sense.
the fiber from beans and legumes feed our gut biome.
Yep.
And that gut biome produces short-chain fatty acids.
Cool.
And those short-chain fatty acids decrease inflammation of the kidney, stroke. I mean, and people say, can we harvest that short-chain fatty acid? Because it really decreases inflammation in the body.
Okay.
The problem is we have trillions of bacteria in our gut.
Okay.
We'd have to take trillions of pills. Nobody wants to suck down some
So we
pills.
want to find a way to naturally just get it incorporated more frequently. There you go.
And so the fiber, that's why the majority of your plate should be vegetables. That's why on the back of my car, it says, eat your veggies.
So what do you think about this? Me and my friend were talking about a diet flow. And again, everybody's kind of different, especially where they're at, right? Like what's their goals right now? Yeah. Right? It's a different situation. I feel that fruit in the morning is very electrifying. It's uplifting. It's
much
easy
better
to
in the
digest, right?
Much
then you
better.
go through the day. Some people say protein at the end of the day. I've actually found that
depends.
eggs or fish in the middle of the day kind of stabilizes what I had in the morning. And honestly, sometimes it's just a late breakfast.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like I'm waiting until the noon,
right?
But I'm good until dinner.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like fruit, either all in one sitting or kind of in a wave up to some protein and fats, because I have learned that I do a lot better digestively speaking when I separate carbohydrates and sugars from the fat, from the proteins and the fats.
Right.
And then dinner, that's where I go into the cooked vegetables and soups and things of that
fantastic
nature.
thought and accuracy and observation. So our metabolism slows down at night.
Okay.
And so especially for those people struggling with diabetes and want to reduce diabetes and reverse diabetes, which you can do. People say that right now, I know the ADA says they're still in observation mode regarding true reversal, but you can, because I've done this for 22 years now.
Okay.
So the reality is metabolism slows down at night. So we want to have the least dense nutrients at night and the easiest digestible nutrients earlier in the evening.
Okay.
Big meal earlier in the day. So if fruit is your high caloric meal, which it is, you're going to want that early.
Makes sense.
But you don't want to start your day off with fruit.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's after
you
water.
You need some vegetables. You need some protein. And then protein, if you're going to eat protein in the evening, and remember, protein suppresses appetite, right? Protein and fat suppress appetite. But if you eat a freaking hard steak, a big old fat steak at 7 o'clock at night, which you really should be eating, 4 hours, you should kind of avoid eating 4 hours before bed so that you can sleep.
Okay.
Bedtime should be around 10 or earlier.
Yep.
4 hours before that should be your dinner, and that dinner should be light. If you're eating a heavy steak, man, it's going to sit on your gut. You're not going to sleep. And if you don't sleep, you can't reset.
Dude.
Sleep is a reset, man. That's God's gift to longevity right there. Is resetting that whole system.
I was just talking about sleep the other day. I was like, I need better sleep habits and just to sleep better.
I mean, that's why I have that beamer, that electromagnetic frequency device. I lay on it. It kind of resets. I relax. I have a great sleep cycle. It's phenomenal. And I lay on it and I say my prayers, and then I wake up in the morning and I start on that beamer, hit the pavement, do my run, do my weights, do my stretching, whatever it may be that day.
Yeah.
Continue to say my prayers and then hit this electromagnetic frequency that's the earth.
Another prayer.
Another prayer.
What I just ordered was a rebounder.
I don't even know what a rebounder is.
A small trampoline.
Oh.
Helping to drain the lymphatic system.
So that's really good. And this is really good for people with osteoporosis.
Okay.
In order
I don't know what I got, but
you don't want
I do great
osteoporosis,
after
but those
bouncing on
petite
that.
females, right?
Yeah.
We're at risk for osteoporosis. So some intensity jumping jacks.
Okay.
So this is also what we call plyometrics.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
And plyometrics increases dynamics between muscle and tendon to keep agility and balance. And actually, we really need to spend time doing that as well as stretching, in addition to resistance training and cardiovascular training.
So again, variety.
Yeah.
Variety.
And if you think about it, you do all that when you do your garden too.
Mm-hmm. Functional medicine right there.
Well, yeah, or just good medicine, good health.
Any last message here? This is cool. I didn't know we were doing this today.
I
by the way.
know,
This is
man.
great.
You're awesome. Wealth of knowledge. Wealth of
You as
knowledge.
well. You as well. This
It's
is
always
cool.
fun to
I'm
be with
excited
you.
to. Absolutely. I'm glad we
So-
came out, and I'm glad we got to do this. And yeah, I think we're at a point where people are eager to learn this. And
Yeah.
as Matt says, people to have a purpose, right? So it's like having a purpose, being able to feed yourself, and being able to work together with people. Like it matters. You
That
know
want
what
to
I mean?
honor the earth, man.
Yep.
Take care of the earth. Take care of each other. Save our insects. Save the insects. We need to have our entomologists will love this,
Uh-huh.
right?
right.
Save the insects because they're
Dude.
the ones that produce
It's
the,
real.
the
It's
biodynamics
it's
and
so
that
real.
keep that ecosystem going as well as the worms.
Yep.
So Jorge,
Yep.
what is it? Jorge would love us. The worm, our worm guy,
oh,
the compost man.
Bukashi.
Bocacci man.
Bukashi.
That's
Pablo's got it
right.
going on.
Pablo, he
Yep,
is
he's on it.
brilliant.
He's been
yeah.
pretty. I got it from him. So
Yeah, I love Pablo. He's
Yeah.
great. So
well, cool.
yeah.
This is awesome. Thanks for having me. down
So
here.
next time you're going to be here in about a month or so. Maybe we can do a little video then
Cool. Yeah, we
about
definitely-
chop and drop and
Yeah, we can do more
biodynamics.
specific to how to maintenance the system.
And all your guys
and-
are brilliant. So I love picking
Yeah.
your brains.
cool. We'll
As a
find yours.
physician, I still need to learn about the soil.
Yeah, we're like a land physician. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are a land
We're really
physician.
practitioners. That's
Maybe
really
that
when
should be
people
the
say,
new
"What are
name. If
you?"
you need a new company name, land physician.
Land physician.
I like it. I like it. Land physician. All right.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Bye, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Happy Earth. Happy eating. Happy life.
Very cool.